Hello, everybody. Hello. It is Friday. Thank God it's Friday, right? I just wanted to come on here and talk about something. I know a lot of times people be like, well, that's old-fashioned. Don't nobody do that like that no more. And it's always things being said about stuff old-fashioned and things like that. Well, I heard this. I was looking on Yahoo, and it was a lady. Her baby, she lost her baby. I think the baby was 8 days old. Little girl. She was born healthy, 8 pounds, 8 ounces, perfect baby. But then she said that she noticed something was different about the baby. And I'm going to share a link so y'all can read that article. And so they really didn't pay any attention. They wanted to say, the doctors or whatever were saying that maybe something else was causing the symptoms the baby was having, like low blood sugar and something else. But she said no, she noticed the baby was like lethargic and things like that, so she just knew something was wrong. And so when they finally found out what was wrong with her, it was too late to not correct her, but to save her. That's how I'll say save her. So what happened was, and I guess they found out the baby had some form of the herpes virus, but it wasn't the one that's it wasn't the sexually transmitted herpes. The kind the baby had was a cold sore. So what happened is someone came to visit that baby, kissed that baby, had a cold sore, and that caused the baby's death. So I remember I was young. I told y'all in high school when I had my first daughter, and when I had my kids and I listened to my elders. I did. And I guess if nobody really talked about premarital sex when I was a child, really, and I don't know if having that conversation would have changed my life or not. I don't know. Like I said, I had a child early, so I don't feel like it's anybody's fault. Sometimes things just happen. Sometimes it's just God. Oh, those people, y'all, is pretty. But anyway, what I want to say is, and the reason why I brought that up is, a lot of times people be like, well, oh, they old, that old stuff don't work, or they old fashioned, don't nobody do that anymore. It's a reason. When what I was telling y'all, when I had my first child, I had a garage sale down there, but it ended at 12. But anyway, when I had my first child, your mom didn't want you going out. They didn't want you lifting anything heavy. They didn't even really want that many people around the baby. You had to sanitize your house, top and bottom. Everything had to be sanitized because your baby had to come into an environment that was sterile. And each time I had my babies, I did that before I went in the hospital. I sure did, each time. And so them kissing on that baby with that cold sore is what caused that baby's death. And the mother said that, yes, she was angry. And she said it wasn't very many people that visited the baby. So I don't know what, but that was very, very sad. Neither one of my babies weighed 8 pounds. And she had an 8-pound, 8-ounce baby that died. Otherwise, healthy baby, but, a kiss killed her. Isn't that sad? Oh, God, that had me so sad for that mom. I was like, Lord, have mercy. Woo! There's just so much happening in the world. It really, really is. My prayers are to anybody that's suffering any kind of loss, sickness. We got a lot of people that's sick with cancer, just being diagnosed with cancer and, in treatment, and a lot of people grieving the death of loved ones. It's just a lot. That's why I say, I know that for me, if I hadn't gotten I was already in a church and whatever and stuff, and trying to live right, but if I wouldn't have connected and gotten into that intimate relationship with God, I literally would have lost my mind. And I remember one time I was with a friend at the emergency room, and I was sitting there, and one of my cousins came in, and I hadn't seen her in a long time, and her mom died, and I asked her how she was doing. She said for a while she literally had to be institutionalized because she lost it. She did. And I was like, wow. And you can't say what you won't do if you in the same or similar situation. You really can't say. You can speculate. You could be a successful person living a successful life and lose your parents, and you may think it may not affect you the way it does, or the way it will, but it can. So, I mean, my heart really, really, really went out to her. But yeah, y'all, life, that saying people have life be life, and that is so true. All I want to do, though, is be the light in somebody's life. I really do. And I try. I got a card from my coworker. You always try to make people feel better. Am I going in the right way? Well, I could have. You always try to make people feel better about themselves or others. I do, because it does me no good to try to make somebody, feel bad. What am I gaining from that? And I know some people do. Some people, everything is negative. Never have a good word or encouraging word for anybody or any situation. And that's sad. It shouldn't even be like that. All right, y'all, I got to head into the post office. I had gotten my phone went out. Remember my son, I told y'all in that video, my son was saying, well, you're not going to get you another phone this year. He was tired of me using his. So I finally had to, and it didn't take very long. I had to get another phone because I did have insurance. So now I got to send this one, the old one, back. But I just wanted to come on and say hi, and I want anybody that's going through something, whether it be sickness, whether it be financial burdens, stay close to God. I'm telling you, I have really been blessed. I've said this before. I have been blessed. I've been better than blessed. But I've had some struggles. I've had some trials and tribulations. But when I learned I knew who God was, but when I really realized and understood who He is to me and who He is for me, it changed my whole outlook on life. And I was sitting, I was in a training yesterday, and the guy was saying about networking, being more social, and doing it not to gain anything, but just doing it because it's the right thing to do. Offering a kind hand to somebody, giving them encouragement. And that's why I'm here. Yeah, I get money on YouTube. It's not very much, but I'm not looking for YouTube to sustain my life. That's why I work. And I'm paying into a retirement that when I retire, I plan to do more on YouTube, but it's not necessarily for the money. But you end up, if I'm going to get a little coins out of it, okay, I'm going to take it. But I'm not getting on here asking y'all to send me anything, none of that. But what I'm saying is I'm here because I want my life to be an inspiration for someone else, to learn from the things that I did wrong, the things that I did right. And what I'm saying is I have been told I'm too honest. I never get anywhere in life. That people, I've always tried to live right, and some people actually laughed at that. Girl, please, I'm not. I worked on a job. I've been in situations where people completely trusted me. I got keys to buildings. But yeah, of course they did background checks and stuff. But what I'm saying is, we had another, that training I had yesterday was so good. It was eye-opening. I'm going to come back and talk about some of the things I learned. But what I'm saying is, when you do things from the heart, you're not looking for what you can gain. And when my oldest brother, his daughter had moved him to Michigan. And his ex-sister-in-law, she and her husband, I never forget, they traveled, I don't know how many hours in a snowstorm to get to my brother, because he was in Mobile and he was living he wasn't living alone, because he had somebody like not really a caretaker, but just somebody there just to, to look after him, to see about him, But anyway, long story short, I had the utmost respect for this couple. Their children are success, and I'm not putting anybody on a pedestal, but I'm just showing y'all what true agape love is. And I told her this. She went out of her way to make my brother feel special. She bought for him. She even sent cards to us, his family, with a picture of him in it. Excuse me, y'all. But what I'm saying is, she was there for him when she knew he had absolutely nothing to give her. That's love. You have to be really, really careful, because some people love you for what they can get out of you. But she really loved him, y'all. And that's I have the utmost respect. I told her she's an angel on this earth. I don't know how I got here, but just thinking about people who so many loved ones gone and other people going through the same thing. It gets hard sometimes. So those of us who are left here we're supposed to be able to lift each other up. And I'm sorry. It's just, ooh. Just do good and love on people, y'all. Not for what you can get, just because God is love. All right? Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Everyone needs a shoulder to cry on. Everyone needs a helping hand. Everyone needs someone to rely on. Yes, everyone needs a friend. So let's come together, celebrate each other, stand united as one. We lift our hands up and pray, lay all our love before Him with all of our faith. He is the change within us, there is a light. Let Him lead the way, lift our hands up and pray.